And it makes sense, right? If I would see everyone doing what they want to do and accomplishing their goals and me staying in the same spot, I'll be like, fuck this shit. Hey guys, what's going on? Elias here with the Yes Do It team from the Costa Rican jungle. And in this training, I want to tell you guys about haters. I know it's a topic that may not be so nice to talk about, right? But once you get on your journey, once you get on your path, and even if you are not an entrepreneur, if you are not trying to build your side hustle, there is a high chance that you could experience this as well. So we're going to be talking about why does this happen, why the hater phenomenon gets to happen to everyone that tries to take action. And once we talk about that, we're going to be discussing how can you deal with it so that it doesn't stop you, and instead of that, fuels you up with more energy to keep going. So to start with, let's not even talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about regular every other day life, right? A few days ago, I was talking to a cousin and he was like, man, you know what? I built my house about 2 years now and none of my family has come to visit. None of my family doesn't even know what it looks like. And he was telling me this in a, he was like opening up to me, but I could tell how hard it was for him to go through that. And I guess the most difficult part about this is that as you grow, it doesn't matter what it is. If you made some kind of progress in life, you made an investment, you got married, you purchased a house, you acquired a nice car, it doesn't matter what it is. But when you get to that point, you expect everyone to feel happy about you, right? You expect your family and friends to be like, man, I am so happy because Elias is actually getting to the place that he wants to get. I've been seeing him work hard for it, and now that he is getting closer to it, I'm happy for him, right? That's what we would expect, but that's not the way it works. It's funny to me, I try putting a little bit of fun on everything so it's not something as sad to talk about, right? But it is the reality. Most of your family, most friends won't even care if you are making progress or not. They don't even give a shit. And actually, if you are not getting to where you want to get, it's all good with them, It's a hard truth. It's something really fucked up to deal with, but it's just what it is. Now, it's better if you know how it works than if you expect something else and you get this instead, you get this as a result. If you already know what's coming, at least you have a way to prepare for it. So I try not to see this in a bad way, but I am giving you now the tools. I am telling you that if you are going to start building your personal brand, if you are going to start showing up on social media, if you are going to start building an e-commerce, it doesn't matter what it is, you are not going to get any kind of support, or let's not be so negative. You are not going to get the amount of support that you might expect. You're gonna get a lot less support than that. And know it, because if you know it, like I said, you're gonna get to it a lot better prepared. So now that we've talked about the situation and why this happens, actually we haven't talked about why this happens. We just said that this is a thing, that this is a phenomenon that gets you started as soon as you start taking action. Now, why does this happen? I am not trying to make this a general concept or a general judgment, but most of the time, the reason why this happens is that people expect you to be the same way as they met you as, right? For example, think about the classmates that you had, 10 years ago or something. Whenever they meet you or whenever they see you for one reason or the other, they will expect you to be that same person that you were 10 years ago. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years, right? 5 years, 2 years, 6 months, 2 weeks ago, right? You are not the same as you were 10 minutes ago. You keep moving, you keep progressing as you go. And for people, it is hard to accept that you are not in that same place anymore. For most people, it is a hard truth to see others moving, because that means that they are not taking action. And it makes sense, right? If I would see everyone doing what they want to do and accomplishing their goals, and me staying in the same spot, I'll be like, fuck this shit. I have to do something about it. And I might become a hater, I guess, but I am not that person at all, and I hope you are not. If you are that person, let's try to get you on the other side of the moon, you know? Let's try to get you on the taking action, so that you don't get here complaining about how your friends are in this other place right now and you could have been there but you didn't. So that's why this happens. It is hard for people to see the truth and understand it, accept it as it is. Now, how can you deal with this? Well, first of all, you now know it, right? First of all, you now have the information about how this works. You can ask this to somebody else that is in a place where you want to be. And you can ask them if they have had haters in the past and how have they dealt with them. But now that you know how this happens, you can be just waiting for the moment, you know? Whenever you see someone, being an asshole to you, or whenever you get someone to make a bad comment on your feed, or, leave a negative feedback on your page, you'll know how to react, because you know why this happens and what the phenomenon is. Right? So you have all of the tools, you have everything that you need. You're going to be ready to get that and use it as a fuel. So now that you have this information, you can act accordingly. You can decide if you can make them feel even worse, or if you want to just ignore them at all and keep going with yourself. Now, negative comments isn't something so negative sometimes, because if you have been telling your audience how this works, they're going to be even waiting for those haters to come by. I've seen people use bad comments to create a new piece of content, to just bring everyone's attention to that stupid person who's saying that you are a scam, or who's saying that you are trying to scam people with your business. They just gave you what you needed. They just gave you the material to use it to create this new piece of content. So decide how to deal with them. Decide if you want to ignore them. Decide if you want to help them. Actually, with some of them, the help might work a lot better. That sometimes it's a call for attention. That sometimes is like, hey, why don't you help me a little bit, And if you do that, if you use it in a wise way, if you use it knowing how does people react to help, you can get a lot out of it. I'll tell you that, and I will see you guys in the next training. Thank you so much for being here, and remember, I know it's Sunday, but fuck it, take a massive imperfect action today. Ciao, ciao.